Hello everybody, I'm Chris Segrell, Principal of Christ the King School, and with me is
Amy Becker, Vice Principal at Christ the King School.
And it's a pleasure to be here with you. It's been a little while since we did our last video. There's been a lot that's happened since we did our last video, and we've sent out some emails as well. But just to kind of catch you up, let you know a lot of information. As you probably saw from the last email that was sent out, we are planning to start the school year 100% building capacity, which is everybody back every day, all students. We're very excited about that. That is our plan right now. We're working out all the final details, specifics to make that happen. There will be an email that will go out along with this video that will give you a lot of specifics about the various procedures and safety measures that we're planning on using. We've done a lot of research, a lot of discussions. We've corresponded with medical folks and health experts, trying to get this right for our specific environment. One of the big things that we are using as we open the school year is something called the balance of risk model, and that is in the email. It outlines what that is. And you can't just take one thing in isolation and react to it. It's truly a balance of many different risk factors that we're going to be using as we start the school year. And the key factors that we're really focusing on in that model is, first of all, the classroom ventilation. There's a lot of things that we can do to improve the ventilation, and that makes a big difference in a pandemic situation like we're in. Also, another thing is the social distancing. Fortunately for us here at Christ the King, we have small class sizes, we have fairly large classrooms. We're able to social distance where some other schools cannot do anything like that, so that's an important key factor. Another key factor is just getting the kids out of the classroom once in a while, getting them into fresh air, whether it's even in the hallway or outside preferably, and making that happen periodically. And then the other key factor is whether we wear masks or not. And it's a balance of all of those things working together that makes up this balance of risk model. So if we're deficient on one thing, we plus up in another thing to kind of balance it out. That's kind of how this works. I do explain that in a lot more detail in the email, along with the many procedures that you'll kind of see. How are we going to move from class to class? How are we going to come in the morning? How are you going to drop off? How are we going to do dismissal? All those things are in there, so please read through that. The email, I apologize for the length. It's about 10 pages long. It took a lot to put it together. There's a lot of details that we provided you with. There's also a lot of details that are not in there that we're still working with, and we kind of have in a handbook that's going to go into a handbook that you will get. But just please look for that email. You'll see that, read through it, take your time. I know you'll have a lot of questions. Please don't bombard us with so many questions. We've worked everything the best we can. We've brought in the experts that we felt we needed to make this the right thing for Christ the King in our environment. Other schools are doing different things than we are, and there's reasons for that. Different schools are different than Christ the King. So what you see and what we put out there, this is what we feel is the right thing for our school. So I'm going to just turn it over to Mrs. Becker now so she can say a few things as well. But we're very excited to finally put this out because we know you guys have a lot of questions on what's going to happen and how it's going to work. So go ahead, Mrs. Becker.
So we're really excited about this email because it puts us closer to having you guys all back with us, and tells you a little bit about how our days are going to look. One thing to keep in mind, as I'm sure you have noticed as you watch or listen to the news, things change. So this plan that goes out today is what will work for Christ the King today on July 8th. Things could change, and if the governor or the commissioner of education or the health department mandates something different, then we have to be flexible and create, new additions or adjustments to our plan that focuses on keeping us all together and safe. So that is the one caveat of coming out with a plan a month or 6 weeks before school starts. Is in something like this, there are a lot of unknowns and things can change. But the most exciting part is that it means that we're close. It means that being together in the fall is going to become a reality for us, and we're really excited about that. So if you're a parent at home and you're thinking, okay, this is going to happen, and in 6 weeks I'm going to be putting my child back in school, now we really have to get ready. If you've kind of been enjoying summer, good for you. The thing I wouldn't do right now is say, oh, I've got to go buy those summer bridge activity books, or I need to get some worksheets. If that hasn't been part of your summer, I wouldn't jump on that right now. I would plus up on the reading, and whether that's out loud, or newspapers, or sitting around all together, everybody sharing their own choice book, and then the math facts. Really hit your basics. For some of our younger kids, maybe writing, and feeling that pencil back in their hand and forming letters is something that, you have the capabilities of doing at home. That can't hurt. But hitting the reading and the math facts at this point is going to help them feel good about where they are when they start the school year without panicking them because they're looking at worksheet after worksheet in your goals to get them ready for school to start. I wanted to mention, and those of you watching will know who you are, but I've been at the Ball Diamonds out at Lamp Park and a couple of other places, and I'm starting to see our students and families out and about, and it brings me such joy that I'm getting these big smiles and waves, but I'm also able to watch our kids on these ball teams or at the park together, and I'm already seeing such care for each other. A lot of virtual high fives or tapping elbows, playing distanced from each other but still enjoying each other's company. It's just really been fun, and I've seen kids and they've charged over to me to say hello, and then they stop 6 feet or so away from me and wave and ask me how my summer is and if I'm excited for school to start. And I just think that's such a great sign for how we're going to care for each other when we get back together, that we're all, our kids are already aware. We want to be together, we want to do it right, and we want to stay together once school starts. So everyone that I've seen out and about, kudos to you for taking care of each other, and it's just really been a joy. It's just brought me such joy to see you.
All right, very good. Thank you, Mrs. Becker. And one thing, just want to stress a few points once again. We are going to open 100%, all students. We're excited about that. We're really looking forward to seeing your child again. We do have safety measures to keep everyone healthy, to keep everyone safe. The measures that we put together, we feel they are the best thing for Christ the King, for our environment. Like I said, some other schools are doing things different. Some schools are going on alternate days. We're not doing that. Other schools are putting other kind of measures in place that we may or may not be doing. We're using the balance of risk model. We feel that really works for Christ the King. We validated that with medical experts and health folks. So when your child is in school, they'll be safe, they'll stay healthy. But I want to just stress that we can only do so much in school, and we depend on you to do your part outside of school. If your child is safe here in school and then you go out to different places and you mix and do things and you're not safe, then that's going to be an impact for really all of us. So I'm really pleading with everybody to take this seriously, and as safe as we keep your child in school, please extend that to outside of school to really make sure that they stay safe and healthy, and we can keep everybody safe and healthy here in the school. That is really, really important. We are going to continue to communicate with you. There's still a lot of summer left. I mean, the summer is going by fairly quick. And our intention was to do a video every 2 weeks, and we want to kind of stay on that schedule somewhat. So the next video we're going to send out to everybody will be on the 22nd of July. We as principals are getting together periodically with the superintendent of Catholic schools, with other leaders and superintendents in the Omaha community, in the state of Nebraska. The Commissioner of Education and the Governor continue to do Zoom sessions with all administrators, principals, superintendents, whatnot. We're on those, we join in those, just to kind of keep track of everything that's going on, if there are any changes, what maybe some of the worry points are that we really need to make sure that we're covering. And so far, everything that we're hearing, everything that we're seeing, the plan we have in place for Christ the King is a really good, solid one. It's reasonable, it protects students, but it doesn't go overboard where it impacts the learning in negative ways. And that's kind of all that balancing that goes on. So the next video will be the 22nd of July, and then after that we're going to do another video on August 3rd. So as we get closer to starting school, we'll communicate more things to you, define some things maybe that come into play as we get closer. You will get some emails from the office, the school office, at the end of July about final registration, how that's all going to work, because it's going to work very different. And I will say that this school year is going to be different. It's going to be different. It's going to be a challenge. But you know what? We're all up to the challenge. We're looking forward to seeing the kids back in school. We're looking forward to working with them, but working with them and working with you in a safe manner, just to keep everybody safe and healthy. So, did I forget anything? There's so much that we're talking about. Mrs. Becker and I have gone over all the things we wanted to say. We went through everything in the email. And you may have a lot of questions. And like I said, just maybe hold your questions if you could, unless they're really burning questions, because we're going to come out with more information as we get closer. We will also be making some videos that cover specifics like how to drop off your child at school, how that's going to work. We'll kind of do a little simulation with some actors and actresses, probably Mrs. Becker's family. We'll bring them in.
They don't know that.
And and we'll show a car driving up and what the kids would do when they get out, where they would go. Entry into the school is going to be a lot different. Before, we used to all go in through the gym doors, and now we're going to have 5 different ways that students are going to come into the school. It's all part of social distancing and doing some screenings and just making sure everyone starts out safe and continues that way. So a lot of information is in the email. So once again, I just stress, please read through that with an open mind. Know that we have your child's safety and health at the forefront of everything we do, and that extends not only to your child, but to your family as well, to us, our families, our staff. So please take a look at that, and we'll be in touch. We'll keep communicating more with you. July 22nd, August 3rd. We look forward to it. And anything else you want to say?
No, keep saying hi when I see you.
All right, sounds good. Take care. God bless. We love all of you, and we really do miss your kids, and we're looking forward to the start of the school year. Thank you very much. Bye-bye now.